So about 3 days ago, I told you guys that if ticker symbol SOFI, SoFi Technologies, could stay above support at 2650, then look for a run to 2770. And if the stock could get above 2770, then look for a run to 2882, which is exactly where the stock got rejected. Take a listen. Now to the upside, as long as SoFi can stay above support at 2650, then I want you guys to look for a 4% run to 2770. And if the stock can break above 2770, then look for a run to 2882. And looking at the current chart, you guys can see that SoFi did end up staying above support at 2650. And as a result, we did see that price increase to 2770 and then to 2882. Now, about 2 weeks ago, I told you guys that if ticker symbol QCOM, Qualcomm, could not stay above 163, then look for a pullback down to 158. And if 158 failed to hold as support, then look for a further pullback down to 153. Take a listen. So current support for Qualcomm is going to be at 163. If the stock cannot stay above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 4% pullback to 158. And if 158 failed to hold as support, then look for a further pullback down to 153, which from current price would be a decline of 7%. So looking at the current chart, you guys can see that once Qualcomm broke below 163, the stock fell to 158 and then to 153. With that said, there were two main clues that the stock was going to pull back. The first clue was this resistance zone right here at 172. And the second clue was that we were forming a bearish rising wedge pattern heading into that resistance zone. Now, SoFi said that this rally can continue, but not without intermittent breakdowns in beta. Take a listen.
As I said earlier, most of the mega caps are lower today ahead of next week's earnings. That's where we begin with our panel this hour. Liz Thomas, head of investment strategy at SoFi, Adam Parker, founder and CEO of Trivariate, Stephanie Link of Hightower. Both Steph and Adam are CNBC contributors. Liz, I'll start with you. So this is really the entree into Mag 7 earnings. What's the great takeaway going to be, do you think, when these have delivered, and what's it going to mean for the market?
Well, really the story, as it has been, and I think it will continue, is about sentiment. And I was on Closing Bell about a month ago and talked about the fact that I think this rally can continue and the bull market can continue, but it won't be without these intermittent breakdowns in beta. And we are right in the midst of an intermittent breakdown in beta, and it's happening the way that you would expect. So as we hear from these Mag 7 names, I think it's going to affect sentiment. I think investors are going to react to it, and it may feel more volatile than usual just because of how extended we got. So you look at some of the factor performance over the last week. We've got value stocks, high quality stocks doing well, right? And then you look at some of the stuff that hasn't done well, momentum has really taken a hit. So a lot of those crowded trades, a lot of the stuff that's run up so much, gold being on that list as well.
You're talking about perceived frothy areas of the market.
Not even perceived, real. Yeah. Right? So
I couched it, I didn't have to,
but real froth in the market coming out. So as the Mag 7 information comes out, you're going to see sentiment react to that more than anything. And then again, this is all about guidance. It's all about spending. And I think for the rest of 2025, it will continue to be about spending. But in 2026, it becomes, where is the real profit?
Now, going into tomorrow's CPI report, the S&P 500 is still holding this double top pattern. If it does play out, the S&P 500 should see a retracement back down to 632. Now, if this double top gets broken, then I want you guys to look for a run to 683 and then a run to 692. And with all that said, I'm overall looking for a pullback down to 574 and then a pullback down to 532. Now, going into the rest of the video, here's some important levels to watch on ticker symbol PLTR, Palantir, Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA, and NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. Let's go ahead and begin with Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. So current support for Tesla is going to be at 443. If buyers cannot keep the stock above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 5% pullback down to 424. And if 424 failed to hold as support, then look for a pullback down to 402. If 402 breaks, then look for a further pullback down to 380. And from current price, we would be looking at a decline of over 15%. To the upside, if Tesla can stay above support at 443, then I want you guys to look for a 4% run to 468. And if buyers can push the stock above 468, then look for a 9% run from current price to 494, which is going to be my price target. The next stock is going to be Palantir, ticker symbol PLTR. So overall, I am bearish on Palantir stock, and I'm looking for a pullback down to 161 and then a pullback down to 131. With that said, current support is going to be at 178. If buyers cannot keep the stock above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 5% pullback down to 171. And if 171 breaks, then look for a further pullback down to 161. And from current price, we are looking at a decline of over 10%. Now to the upside, if Palantir can stay above support at 178, then I want you guys to look for a 3% run to 187. And if the stock can get above 187, then look for a run to 195. Above 195, the bull's next target is going to be at 205. And from current price, we are looking at a return of over 13%. Next, we have NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. So current support for NVIDIA is going to be at 180. If buyers cannot keep the stock above this level, then I want you guys to look for a 5% pullback down to 173. And if 173 breaks, then look for a pullback down to 169. Below 169, the bear's next target to the downside is going to be at 165. And from current price, that would be a pullback of over 9%. Now to the upside, if NVIDIA can break and stay above 183, then I want you guys to look for a 3% run to 188. And if the stock can get above 188, then look for a run to 191. Above 191, the bull's next target is going to be at 195. And from current price, we're looking at a return of over 7%. Alright guys, that is all the important levels that you need to watch on Tesla, NVIDIA, and Palantir. With that said, if you liked today's video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And if you're currently watching and you're not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.